Hi, I'm Chef Jeff Trombetta, and today we are going to go over some fundamentals. What I mean by that is I've done saute with a pan sauce before, and here we're going to do a different mother sauce. We're going to do essentially a tomato sauce, which is a mother sauce. We did demi-glace last time. Really it's brown sauce, but that sounds terrible. And demi-glace, fond de veau, brown sauce, they're kind of the same, sort of, but there's no sense in going into details. And so we're gonna cut turkey medallions, all right? And we're gonna cook them up, and we're gonna make a garniture of tomatoes and peppers and garlic and chives, and that kind of thing, and do a little plate presentation. So without further ado, let's do it. So this is also a lesson on portioning. And so as far as portioning goes, this we're not going to pound, and you want to have kind of small portions. Big eaters can eat 2, and small eaters can eat 1, and that kind of thing. So you're looking at about 3 ounces. And listen, this is important to cut on a bias because you have something that's a little bit different shape. It tapers as a tail, and here I can kind of feel, I'm used to the weight, and so if it's too light, I turn my knife in. If it's too heavy, I turn my knife out to cut it thinner, so I can regulate it. So that's about what I want, right? That's a nice piece. Now then you cut fish this way. This is the best way to cut fish too. And you expose a lot of the center this way because of this bias cut. And so this is the center, it's fatter here. I'm gonna kind of thin out the knife a little bit, and like that, right? And so that's a piece, and that's a piece, and now here you got an end, all right? So you can make a big portion, or you can make a regular portion and have a little tail piece. So generally what I like to do with this is cut a regular portion, and then I have a small piece, that's for the chef. That's for me to taste and make sure it's good for my customer and that kind of thing. All right, so let's put this on here, and let's get ready to saute. And excuse me, I'm gonna clean my hands, and I didn't leave you. I'm over here, and our pan is getting hot, and we're gonna put it in there and season it up. We're not going to dredge in any flour. Okay, so let's clean up our board. Quaternary ammonia, all right? All right. Put this back in the solution, right? Just like that. Okay. Okay, this is what we do. All right, now, so let's take our, we're gonna cook in brown butter, of course, because we're not gonna dredge, and we do want color. We're gonna crank up our heat, and we're gonna fit as many in here as possible without overcrowding. We're gonna use also a little bit of olive oil, and get that nice and brown. So while we're waiting, all right, we could spread this out, and we could season it up. All right, season it up. We could put it in the pan, but our pan isn't ready. We're always in the kitchen to save time, right? So never stand and wait. Don't wait. You heard the saying, don't wait for the water to boil. It takes longer. Never wait. It's valuable time. You know, I don't think I've mentioned, but we teach an optimum of speed and quality. And what that means is learn how to do it efficiently. Learn how to make the quality, but don't be wasting a lot of time. And a lot of that is just steps. And that's why I like to cut the order while stuff is cooking. I have stuff pre-cut. Let's pull that out so you can kind of take a gander at the garnish. I have a lot of garlic, so we're going to add that first. Right there. We have some sweet yellow peppers and some chives, right? And I line them up in the order that I'm going to use them, right? So let's get the butter browning. I don't know if you can see it, but that's a little bit brown. I want some good color because I'm going to slow down the cooking. I'm going to finish these in the oven too because they're thick. But I'm going to slow down the cooking with the meat. So that means I got to get my pan ultra hot, and so then I can start to sting the pan with my meat to kind of slow it down and then let it recover. All right, and I know by the feel, but we're going to take our temperature, 165 degrees internal temperature, because these are a little thicker, just to make sure. And all right, so now my pan is smoking. I put the seasoned side down, all right, and that's my little taster. So I won't waste space with that yet because I might not need it. And notice how I'm going circular. And finishing up in the center. The center is going to cook faster, and then I'll just squeeze in this guy here. All right. The reason why I take note of where my meat is because so then ideally I could flip in that order, but I want good color. But the pan is not necessarily even heat all the way around. So it doesn't always work that way. But anyway, I know I started here, and I'm going to skip my little guide and go around and around, and then I go to the center, right? So we could peek, right? Not yet. And the sauce is going to go very quickly. We're going to deglaze with white wine after we saute some of our garniture. And I'm just going to put a base of this tomato sauce down on the plate underneath and put my garniture on the top. So it's exposed and it's beautiful and it's pretty. All right, so let's see what we got here. All right, and let's see how even it's cooking. And it's like cooking cookies, baking cookies. You can kind of see by the brown edge if it's done or not. That's the way you bake cookies. And the ones on this side are actually cooking quicker, right, than the ones up there. And of course the center's cooking. My little guy's gonna cook quick. Yeah, I'll flip him, all right? All right, so let's flip him. So that's good color, right? That's good color. These first guys, because I'm away from the heat, you know, you gotta position your pan, all right? So they're all cooking nice, right? Nice color. And I don't want to put a sauce over that because I like the appearance and I like the way it looks. And keep in mind that you only flip once, because then you kind of ruin the appearance if you keep on flipping it. Unlike a barbecue grill where you want to kind of cook it evenly and keep on flipping. So always make sure it's loose. You know, things won't stick if you have high heat and you have the pan preheated, that kind of thing. I got the perfect amount of fat, and so what we're going to do here is we're going to go a little bit more. So I'm really, my timing's coming into play. We're going to throw these into another pan, and I'm going to put them in the oven. And then ideally I'm done with my sauce. My sauce is going to go very quick. So I want to make sure I cook it as much as possible in this pan, and then finish the cooking in the oven. I just got about a 350 oven. Looks like I'm going to need the heat, so I just turned it up to 400. And also a little trick is preheat the pan. Don't put it in a cold pan, all right? If I wasn't making a pan sauce, I'd pick this whole thing up and put it in the oven, as is. But I'm making a pan sauce, so I'm going to transfer this, and you start to go by feel. Now, the thin ones, all right, like that one is almost cooked. That one fat, plump, it feels a little soft in the center. You know, there's an old trick, you know, you relax your hand, and there's different ways to do it, but if it's soft, it means it's kind of raw, or with beef, it's rare. And then in the middle, it's well done, because it's kind of firm. And then you got to go around your hand for different degrees of doneness. More like that's medium rare. You know, just by the give on your palm of your hand, right? So you can't feel a whole big roast, obviously, because you can't feel the center. But something portioned you could feel. Now let's look at the other side. Whoa, that's even a nice size. So I might even do that, which is, do the nice browner side up. Keep the plumper ones in, like this one here, right? So, I told you not to flip it again, but hey, who am I? I'm only the chef, right? So, some good looking color here. Notice I only seasoned one side. And let's get this little one out of here, all right? And, all right. So this guy's got to be done. Almost done, not done. This guy's beautiful color there, and beautiful color there. Better on that side. Good color on both sides, right? And this is small, that's good. And that's gonna be good. And this pan is nice and hot right here. And that goes in the oven. Goodbye. And turn that off. Now listen, don't let it burn. It's beautiful right now. I got a lot of garlic. So I'm gonna cook that quick because when you cook garlic, you cook out the flavor. See, right now I can smell this garlic already. And I got it sliced. Years ago they used to chop it fine because nobody wants garlic in their teeth and all that. Hey, this is modern time and we like a lot of garlic. I'm a full flavored chef, and so don't burn the garlic. See how it's starting to brown? And get my handy dandy wooden spoon, okay? Some yellow sweet peppers, all right? Again, that stops the cooking, so it doesn't burn. And get a little tomato in there. All right, get a little pepper, get a little Himalayan pink salt, all right, and the glaze, white wine. I'm going to reduce the heat, and we're going to cut some chives. Chives is something I like to kind of do macrobiotic. In other words, just cut to order because, the volatile oils dissipate so quickly. And we're just going to put the whole bunch in there, all right? Oh man, the aromas are incredible, right? And you see that? I should move it over. To show the heat and to show the board, I have such a narrow margin here. And so, you gotta tell me. You gotta say, hey man. I know. It's not a call-in show. I used to do a call-in show. It was kind of fun. Anyway, here we go. So get all that in there. And now we can crank it up. Bring it up to heat. And I could hit this with some butter and olive oil, but we're not going to. Instead, we're going to take a plate. Can you see that way over there? No, not really. I don't want to put it right there. This is a vitrified plate, means it's kind of heat resistance. But let's see, move that handle. All right. But still, I don't want to take the chance. Now listen, when you put sauce underneath, and you do that when you have nice crust or a nice color that you don't want to really hide, don't put too much sauce. You know why? Because the meat's going to displace the sauce, and then it's going to just look ugly. And take one of these wet towels from the vegetables and kind of wipe that up. And let's get our meat. Okay. Now, okay, let's just to appease you, let's take a temperature, and this is right at the probe, this particular thermometer. This is a thermocouple. This is a very good thermometer. And so we're going to go right to the center, all right? And so we're going to take the flatter ones, because that one was only 150. We want to go there we go, 170. Take my little miniature guy. That's 163. 163. It's just that center plump one, huh? And that's 160. There's carryover cooking, but according to the food code, 150, 160. Okay, so let me remember all these. So we're going to take, we want to end up with our nicer ones on the end. So we'll take that one, pick the nicer side, take this one, the nicer side, just shingle them on down, right? And I forgot if that one was, that one's good, I'm sure. I'm sure, don't make a liar out of me. Okay, 164, that's good enough. There's gonna be carryover, right? Let's get them all lined up nice. And that, and that, and we'll leave the bigger, fatter ones there for further cooking. I can throw them in the oven. Matter of fact, don't let me forget. You know, I used to not permit a timer in the kitchen. Now I love the timer. Okay, so now your garnish is I like the. Here, let's do this here so you can see. No, I like it. There we go. All right. Now, I like the color. So, what we're going to do is we're going to move this guy over and bend it a little bit, right? And we're going to put the garnish on the side, okay? Because I don't want to hide that nice brown color, all right? And so this is, you know, you serve some other accompaniments. With this, I'd serve a nice pasta. A good rice, a good Italian risotto, man, would be great with this. And, okay. And we could take, all right, I turned off the oven, so the residual, we could do a little bit of on the top. And there you have a turkey medallion with a garniture of sweet peppers, garlic, tomato, chives, reduced in some white wine, with a mother sauce of just tomato, kind of a marinara. We won't go into details there. And that's it. So happy cooking, stay safe out there, and eat well, and learn how to cook, and have some fun.